Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. Jay-Z and Beyonce are two of the biggest names in the music business, and one of the most notable couples ever. Yet things aren't looking excessively great for them right now. In spite of seeming joined openly murmurs and bits of gossip propose that, in secret, their relationship is on rough ground, possibly prompting a separation. Individuals near the two of them are expressing various things. Beyonce's companions are saying she's the person who needs to end it, and Jay-Z's companions are saying he's had sufficient. Regardless of who's thinking correctly, it seems as though they're both not blissful and could separate when you take a gander at them. Particularly Beyonce, it simply doesn't appear as though she's truly into them any longer. There's no radiant in her eyes. A few people even say they act more like dearest friends or siblings than a couple in adoration. What's compelling individuals talk much more is something Jay-Z said at the Grammys. He was attempting to make a point about grants. However, it wound up making Beyonce look a piece abnormal. She didn't appear to be content about it, and there's discussion that she simply needed to leave after that. Recordings from the night show them leaving right after his discourse, which makes individuals think she truly wasn't feeling good. So what's truly going on? It resembles the marriage between Jay-Z and Beyonce. He could have run into a tough situation a long time back. Reports are whirling that they've been living independently for quite a while, and it appears to be the difficulty begun even before 2014. Cast your brain back to the scandalous Lift episode after the Met celebration in 2014, when Beyonce's sister Solange defied Jay-Z. The buzz around that was all there was to it undeniably started off on the grounds that Jay-Z had swindled in those days the family to streamline things, with an assertion saying they've managed it with Jay and Solange both conceding they had an impact in the show. However, regardless of what they told the public, it seems like things were tense in the background. Beyonce's own family implied she was this near tapping out. Then in 2016, Beyonce dropped Lemonade, which basically felt like a separation collection. It appeared as though they were attempting to fix things up, with Beyonce tossing some adoration Jay-Z's way once in a while, even after Jay-Z and Beyonce had their twins. People continued to make statements weren't completely fine between them. A few thought the children would assist them with fixing their concerns, but as many know, having children doesn't necessarily, and all Diddy and Jay-Z were truly dear companions, more like siblings sharing great times and supporting each other through the promising and less promising times of distinction. The kinship between Jay-Z and Diddy used to be a major piece of both their lives. They were tight, sharing a great deal of regard and understanding since the two of them experienced a ton in the music world. Yet since Diddy became involved with some shows, things between them appear to have changed. There's discussion that Diddy, feeling cornered, could begin spilling mysteries, and a portion of those privileged insights could place Jay-Z in a difficult situation. Jay-Z has consistently been very great at keeping his hidden life simply that, private. Even before the entire world was web-based and sharing each and every detail, Jay-Z stayed quiet about his stuff. Obviously, there have forever been murmurs and reports about him, and presently, it seems like a portion of those murmurs could get stronger. This situation is no joke in light of the fact that Jay-Z and his better half, Beyonce, have endeavored to keep a specific picture solid in private. In the event that Diddy begins discussing things with whom individuals have hardly any familiarity, it could stir up that picture. Everybody's watching to witness what's going to happen, particularly since Jay-Z has been so great at saving his previous calm for such a long time. Currently, we're all holding back to check whether any new stories or insider facts about him will emerge. However, get this, the first person who could begin discussing Jay-Z could be Beyonce herself, particularly assuming that they choose to head out in a different direction. Individuals have been murmuring for quite a while that things didn't begin when they said they did. Beyonce referenced they got together when she was 19, yet a few people figured Jay was around even before that, like what occurred with Saucy Earthy. It's all secretive, but it seems like there's a great deal. We don't have the foggiest idea, and yes, charming was important for Jay's life before Beyonce, or not really good or bad. The tales express discussing which there's an entire adventure about Jay-Z and Saucy that discusses him being a major piece of her life from the get-go, so we must keep our ears open. Jay-Z has been very great at keeping his previous calm at times in any event, paying to keep stories like Charming out of the spotlight. Charming herself has denied any reports, calling them lies and saying she's prosecuting anybody spreading them. Yet there's one individual Jay-Z hasn't had the option to keep calm. A person named Ryer Swee, who's been battling to demonstrate Jay-Z is his dad for very nearly 10 years, and that is not entirely. There's more going on. Word is he could have made some things happen to keep away from a paternity test connecting him to a person named Rymir. This went down Rye's mother. Wanda says she and Jay-Z had something short in Brooklyn back in '92 in the wake of meeting in Philly. They assumed they were cautious, however things didn't go as arranged 2 or after 3 weeks. Jay-Z was good and gone, and Wanda was left all alone. When Wanda figured out she was expecting, arriving at Jay-Z was unimaginable. Years after the fact, in 2011, she attempted to help through the courts in New Jersey, yet her case was excused over a detail it was recorded in some unacceptable state. Jay-Z's legal counselors rushed to excuse the entire situation, demanding Jay-Z had no association with Wanda's child except for Rymir, who hasn't surrendered. He's been pushing for Jay-Z to take a paternity test for quite a while, yet there is no karma. Rymir thinks Jay-Z is utilizing his riches and influence to evade the test, feeling let somewhere near the overall set of laws, and thinking some secondary passage bargains among his and Jay-Z's legal counselors. He's just a little of truth in court, yet it seems like everything's against him right from the outset. I don't know how he feeling, like I would trust he would consider it, and this would be in his see any problems, yet you realize I wouldn't really understand what anyone else is feeling as of now. You just can believe that this individual knows and mulling over everything or stuff like that. I truly wouldn't know why my mother let me know she need in there in a fake leak test, and it just essentially I can say it was a ton of going around with that case. It was a ton of things that wasn't what might I at any point say, what wasn't we needed more data to push the case. That is what I fundamentally can say. We needed more data to make all the difference rents for the case, so it was a major case to me, because you realize I truly needed to figure out who my dad was, and for the case not to go how I was arranging it. I truly thought it planned to go not quite the same as what it was. Nevertheless, well, I truly feel like it ought to have been over with on the grounds that you realize. I feel like in the event that it was any other person, like I'm not saying since individuals got better expectations or on the other hand individuals get more cash flow than that. Yet it's this different in light of the fact that whether it was any other individual that caused a low pay to feel like they would have them in there way quicker than individuals that is well off. I really should know who my natural dad is on the grounds that my mother well-being. I don't know whether it's coming from our family or it's coming from the opposite side. And that would be something I truly would need to find out on the grounds that you realize later on, you don't have any idea what could occur. So how could Jay-Z need to stow away having a youngster before he was even a major name, before his first collection dropped? What notoriety did he need to safeguard? And how could a kid influence his picture in those days? Here's where it gets fascinating. Jay-Z may be staying away from the DNA test, since when he probably met Wanda, he was 22 and she was significantly more youthful. 6 years to be definite, when you consider it that age hole could be the reason he's reluctant about the test. The way that Wanda was so youthful at the time is essential, something even her guardian featured. She discussed how Jay-Z's legal advisor connected at first needing to deal with things unobtrusively. They even examined Rye's likely in sick, and the possibility of him joining Jay-Z's mark in the wake of completing school. Yet when new legal counselors got involved, the entire energy transformed. It seems as though they got on to the likely difficulty for Jay-Z given Wanda's age. Yet there's additional happening in the background. Then we know meetings and reports have been drifting around for a year, uncovering things that haven't stirred things up around town yet, including subscribe Apple World for more videos.